Now listen to this now. You can see the plan he had to make sure that amewanyorosha sawa sawa. Hakuna yoyote atainua kichwa tena. Watabaki slaves for the devil forever. I hope in the parallel you see the church. Because you touch the worship and you finish them. Articles. I am going to look at the process. Just wait. Let me get to a place a little bit and then I'm going to go. But now I'm coming to a place where you'll see the rain beginning to beat the church. Verse 6 it says, among these were some from Judah, Daniel, Ananiah, Mishael, Azariah, full stop, and Azariah. Look at this now, what the eunuch did. The chief official gave them new names. Don't go there. I can even walk out now. It says, if someone was named, the Kenyans, let's say, have been besieged and taken over to captivity, right? And one of them, the name was Shuja Omkombozi. You must change that name. Because when they see him, they see a savior. So this guy can easily deliver us. Yeah, because he came from a clan and that family was known for delivering people from slavery. So he has the genes to do it. You soon see him mobilizing people, having evening meetings. So you people, what do you see with this life? Are you happy with this thing? You people, do you agree with this thing? He says, in order to change their identity totally, you must also change name. Know that when the devil comes, he does not play. He left nothing to change. Even name must change now. Another name now. A Babylonian one. I know some of you are saying, where? Now I understand what he did with the church. No wonder the church, the world, same name. And I said, we are now entering the nerve center. We are entering the place where the rain began to beat the church from, right? And he said, even the names had to be changed. Wow. Kumbe, when the devil comes, he's very serious. He's very, very serious. He says he comes to destroy and he does not want to take chance. Hakuna hiyo. Hakuna mchezo hiyo. Ati you nini. Ati sijui ameyadhirika sana, wacha yeye sasa. Maliza yeye. And you people, when you go to preach, you just play around and laughing here and there with the sheep, and then, you know. And he says, verse 7, the chief official gave them new names. To Daniel the name Belshazzar, and to Hananiah the name Shadrach, to Mishael the name Meshach, and to Azariah the name Abednego. Verse 8 is where the rain began to beat us from. But Daniel resolved not to defile himself with the royal food and wine, and he asked the chief official for permission not to defile himself in this way. Sit down. Sit down. Do you understand where the rain started beating you from? Daniel alikuwa na keti hivi chini na bunduki imewekwa kwa kichwa yake. Bunduki. Did you hear the word bunduki? He was in captivity. He had no rights whatsoever. No rights. You are in captivity. You have no rights. Daniel had no rights. In the midst of that bunduki, chakula, there was food now. And you know how food can bring out the worst in people. or the best in people, whichever. You know how food can bring out now the person. People start laughing, they start smiling, happy, and they just give a story that shocks you also. You understand? You know how food makes people tickle. Bunduki kwa kichwa bunduki. And Daniel said, no, I will not defile. I refuse to defile myself in this way. Are you understanding me? To the church also. The church has sat. And 2 many books were presented. And the cunning one already quickly maramoja. Oh, Mekuja, you're a new person here. That's very good. If you're a new pastor in this area, let me introduce you to this area. This area is a very tricky area. You need somebody to show you around. You know, whatever. Daniel was operating in captivity. Bunduki kwa kichwa. But he says, again I repeat. He uses the word but. Which means, however, despite all that pressure, but Daniel resolved. Did you hear the word resolve? So he's saying that Daniel first resolved, made a resolution, a resolve. He said, hapa ndio sasa nitafika. Hapa ndio itakuwa mwisho yangu sasa. Beyond this I don't go. Nimekata. Resolved not to defile himself with the royal food and wine, and he asked the chief official he asked him for permission not to defile himself in this way. Daniel resolved and refused not to defile himself, and look at what he did. He went to Ashpenaz and he told me, can you please give me permission? Allow me permission not to defile myself in this way with this royal food. That is so powerful, because how do you go to ask for such a permission? To go and tell him, please, just give me permission to disobey you. Please allow me permission to disobey you. The question is this: why has the church not refused? Why didn't the church resolve? Why hasn't the church asked for permission from the eunuch of the king of this world? Why hasn't the church? Why didn't she also? Didn't I tell you where the rain began to beat us from? Yes. Daniel said, no. In Jerusalem we never ate this at all. I will not allow myself to defile myself with this diet in this way. Listen to this now. Why then did the church simply subscribe to that diet? And when I came to Kenya, I came like this. I came like this, like this. And when I opened the door, look at the church. I shouted. I was horrified. Why? Because I found the church busy eating the kingly diet. And what horrified me is that she appeared to enjoy it. I saw her in Europe eating the same diet. I saw her in Kenya, in Africa. She was eating the same thing. Why didn't the church ask the eunuch from the throne of the king of this world? Because the king of this world also apportioned, did you understand? Apportioned a kingly diet from his table, by the way. Kwa meza yake mwenyewe. Ye mwenyewe anakata ugali, anaweka hapa, anakata nini. You understand? He was in charge himself. From his table. And he said, send it to her to eat it. Why didn't the church contest that diet? Why didn't the church object to it? Resist it? Can somebody hear me? Object. Resist. Refuse. Deny. Refute. Whatever. Why didn't the church? Huh? Somebody talk to me. And Daniel in captivity refused, rejected, objected, denied, protested, whatever. And look at what happened. Because verse 9. Now God had caused the official to show favor and sympathy to Daniel. But the official told Daniel, listen to this now, I am afraid of my lord the king, who has assigned your food and drink. Why should he see you looking worse than the other young men of your age? The king would then have my head because of you. Did you hear that? Let me explain this. Let me explain. Listen to what he's saying. He's saying that when Daniel refused, the eunuch, you know the way you say and they say. You see that? He said back to him. He said, hey, you are going to look worse off than these young men here. You are surrogates. You are contemporaries. Your age mates, Rikayako. Senor, why do you want to look so worse like that? Because the king has assigned the diet. He will simply cut off my head. He will have my head on a plate. Because I will have disobeyed. Huh? Huh? That will be the biggest sign of disobedience. And the king will kill me, he will hang me. He will cut my head. Listen to this now. I hope you see the church. When the king of this world assigned the church a diet, I'll just give a simple, can I give one example of the menu, the entry course? He says, no, for your sons and daughters to be normal, they have to date. Yeah, dating. They have to date. Dating is allowed. You know, there's an age when they have to date. Yeah, it's normal. Oh, my son these days spends more time with that girl. Oh yeah, it's normal, because that's normal how they grow. That means your son is normal. So for him to be normal, they have to date. Do you understand what the king of this world has prescribed? He has built a model. He has built a model, a paradigm based on his system, his menu. That if you will not eat the diet prescribed, you will look worse off than the rest. And Daniel said, ever since my mama gave birth to me, I have never defiled myself with pork like this. Babylonian pork. And there's no, in Israel, it's not kosher. In Jerusalem, we only eat kosher. The food which is kosher. And that food, that's why all over wherever the Jews live, whether it's in New York City, whether it's in London, wherever, the chief rabbinate, the chief rabbi has to certify the food that this is kosher. Which means this is halali for them. This is certified, the Jews can eat this. And here you are now, raised and brought up in Jerusalem on Jerusalem diet, eating well, without defect, formed right, walking statured, knowing his bearing towards Jehovah. And now he was told that there is shrimp here, there is pork here for you. Even some snakes are actually not poisonous, we eat them here. even dogs are slaughtered and eaten, and cats, whales, and all these things. They say actually that one in Babylon here, that's a delicacy. If I give it to you, I have loved you. In fact, that's expensive. They say actually these shoes with this real snake skin, the real snake skin kabisa, the shoes of women, these ones are most expensive. Did you understand this entrecôte in the diet, in the menu? And the church did not dare to ask for permission not to defile herself. Did you understand me? The church did not bother. Did you see where the rain began to beat us from? Daniel resisted. And when he resisted, what did you see? God's favor and sympathy. So the Lord is saying, oh, listen to me, precious people. I am not saying that you do it. I am just saying that I'm testing your heart. That if your heart be willing, then I will do the rest for you. He's saying, if your heart will be willing, then leave the rest to me. I will step in a mighty way. He's saying, once your heart is willing, the things I can do is I can move mountains and do things you cannot believe. You understand? When Daniel showed the disposition of his heart towards standing with God, refusing defilement, refusing abuse, refusing and rejecting sin, and saying no, but in Jerusalem we never ate pork, neither did we eat small snakes, which I'm told are not poisonous. And he refused, and once he rejected, then look, God's favor and sympathy befell. And look at what happened. Oh, I am afraid. I'm afraid of my lord the king, who has assigned you your food and drink. Why should he see you look worse than your contemporaries, other young men of your age? The king will then have me slaughtered. He will have my head because of you. He will take my head. Atakata. Yes, and you know Babylonian kingdom is brutal and cruel. So they say, verse 11. Then Daniel said to the guard, whom the chief official had appointed over Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, Azariah. Verse 12 is what the church did not do. Please test your servants for 10 days. Give us nothing but vegetables to eat and water to drink. Then compare our appearance with that of the young men who eat the royal food, and treat your servants in accordance with what you see. So he agreed to this and tested them for 10 days. Daniel went ahead now to the guard to the guard who was said, overruled, give food. The ordinance of the king, don't tamper. Overruled, give food. No, but they are saying, you give food, excuse me, give food. Okay. He said, please, why don't you test us? Daniel asked for 10 days. How come the church of Christ never asked for 10 days? How come the church of Christ did not ask for 10 days of trial? Did you understand? How come the church of Christ did not say, please, just allow me, please, just help me, just give me only 10, please, only 10 days, please. And based on that, I agree now. After that, I agree. If I look back, then I now agree. Treat me as you want. You see that? And treat us according to what you see.